I like being a farmer because you're out in fresh air every day. It's healthier, and if I had to do over again, I wouldn't change a bit. I'd still be out on the farm. Okay, I'm Bill Petherick, about the 5th generation of Pethericks to live in this neck of the woods.
We're reminded every day of how lucky we are to live around here, because people tell us that when they show up, and we say yes. And I realized that the Curl family came from Scotland in 1857, and I love the rolling hills, and I think they did too, because it reminded them of home. My name is Diane Curl.
And I'm Mark Curl. I was born here on the farm. I've made syrup here on the farm. We're just north of Camelford. We used to boil just enough syrup, maybe 100, 150, 200 taps, just to make syrup for the family use for over the year.
My name is Elmer Laver, and I was born in this house here, so I've lived here all my life. And I bought my first farm in 1947. I retired 25 years ago and let my 2 sons take over. Used to help quite a bit on the farm, but I don't do much anymore. They got too big equipment and it's too sophisticated for me.
This 100 acres, the original 100 grew to 500 acres in one block here. This area was quite heavily wooded, I understand, and so they had to fall the trees, and then you had to get the stumps out and the stones, and there's plenty of them around this area. As a matter of fact, that's why this area was a little later getting settled than a lot of areas. Well, we have a variety of crops on this farm. It's variable soil, so it's hay, wheat, soybeans, mixed grain. There's been dramatic changes in the dairy industry. When I was a kid, they were milking by hand. When electricity was available, of course, there was machines, and now we're in the era of robots. When I was a teenager, well, they cut the grain with the binder, either first with the horses and then later with the tractor. Then you had to stoop the grain, and after it dried, we'd thrash it with the thrashing machine.
Change is everywhere, and it's certainly been that way with farming. I'm Gene Brattney. I was born on this farm in 1943. Modernization, in our case here, people have built silos, and you get stable cleaners and pipeline milkers and bulk tanks, whereas when I started milking cows, it was pails and 40-gallon drums of milk, and you took it to the cheese factory.
When I got married, Diane come on the scene, we decided we wanted to expand, and so the 200 taps was fine, but you needed different equipment than what we had then. We decided we were going to try pipeline, so we started that and we never turned back. It was all under vacuum, so that was an upgrade there, is to get the vacuum system, your pipeline in, so it's coming without gathering it. First thing we bought was a reverse osmosis machine. We still had the big evaporator, and that would take out 75% of the water, so that cut our time, our fuel and everything by 75%.
My one son and my grandson both have laying hens, and they sell eggs, of course. My one son grows wheat, and my grandson and him grow wheat and soybeans and corn. So they're going cash crops now, and they're using a no-till method of planting. And back in the 50s, I grew a lot of potatoes. I used to grow as high as 20 acres of potatoes, and we harvest them with an old one-row digger. I used to be able to load up 150 bags, 75-pound bags of sacks on the truck, and I would hit Camelford. I'd be in Camelford by 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd start there, and I'd end up in Trenton that night, and hopefully I'd unload them all.
Well, Trent Hills is an interesting amalgamated municipality. It's been joined with 2 townships and three little towns, and it's a kind mix of urban, rural.
There's so much to see and see hands-on how it's being done. That's why they like coming to these places in the country, like ourselves and others. They can see what's going on hands-on, where the product's being made, how it's being made, and actually meet the people that are doing it. So Trent Hills has a lot going for it, that's for sure.
I think it's a food mecca, to be honest. Yeah. I think a lot of the people that come in here, they are coming for the food. They seem to like hitting the individual places, I find. And I mean, some of those places also have maple syrup, or they have various products, but they seem to hit the places where it's made and meet the producer, as Mark said. This is a wonderful place for food, farm fresh food, and I think that's our calling now.